up, everyone? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at MicroStrategy today. Quick daily update. So we got a break above. It was a great sign. We retested. Looks like we were pushing up a little bit. And now it looks like we opened down a little. And we could be testing this horizontal level support along with the trend line. Could possibly get a bounce and continue the move that we spoke about, where we were saying a break, hold, retest, and move up higher. So that's still looking good right now. But we also do have a possibility that we broke, we held, but then we break back in, retest, and continue to chop, and then make a decision. And then it's back to the same thing, where if we're back in this region, then we have to break out again, retest, move up, or we break down below, retest, and move down. So that's what I could see happening. Still overall, looks good. On the weekly, we're looking great still. You know, you still need wicks either way, because you can't just expect these candles to just be full bodies without any wicks. So wicks to the downside are normal. It's all part of it, of course. I know it doesn't feel like it in the moment, but these are always normal to see these wicks push down and then push back up, and maybe we get a full green body candle. But we'll see how Bitcoin plays out, of course. But if we were to fall underneath this region, the next level I see is being around the 235 level. We may get some chop here in the 260s, but ultimately back down to the 230 level. And then potentially being a triple bottom. But right now I still see a double bottom in play, where we have something like this. And we can be getting that double bottom and pushing up higher. But there's always that chance that this next move ends up making it a triple bottom, where we go something like this and then move up. We could also have that possibility. So keep that in mind. But overall, looks good. Very bullish. Bull flag is still intact. On the monthly, I mean, this looks perfect if you look at it. We've only been going sideways for 3 months, sideways and down. We got a major wick, and let's see if this, we have 10 days, so let's see if this body of the candle turns out to be solid and we can finish inside of some of these wicks and start pushing up and wiping out these wicks and creating solid candles. But we're still holding the long-term trend line. Channel is still intact. I think it still looks great. Price targets are still looking to the upside. So that's what I'm anticipating. We're still waiting on Bitcoin, of course. On the Bollinger Bands, off the weekly, we got a perfect bounce. Now we're still holding this horizontal level support. See if we can push up to the blue and eventually to the red. On the daily, we're looking perfect. We broke above the blue. We got our retest, and now we're pushing higher, and now we're bouncing off this horizontal level of support with the trend line. More confluence together for price to go up. In terms of the SMA on the weekly, we bounced off the 50 perfectly. Practically 3 bounces along with the horizontal level of support. Pushing up, we got our, looks like it might be a retest down to later move on up. We could always fall through, so don't quote me on it and say that this has to happen, but just based off of the technicals. Everything I speak of, it's based off of technicals. It's on the daily, we're above the 20, the 200, but we still have to crack above this 50. So we needed to hold this 315 to 320 level, get a retest and move on up. That, along with this wick, should be our next level of horizontal resistance. So watch out for that 315 to 325 range. Volume solid. It's not as high as it's always been, but it's a little bit higher than it normally is. It's not at peak volume yet, but we should be getting there with time once Bitcoin starts rallying. We won't see that until Bitcoin really gets moving. So everything's based off of Bitcoin, of course, because MicroStrategy is a derivative of Bitcoin. It's just a leverage play on Bitcoin. On the MACD, we're still bearish on the weekly, or creating bearish momentum, but it could curl up and create that bullish momentum that we need. On the daily, the MACD is going as planned, where it's creating higher lows, higher highs. It started curling up. The blue line took over the orange, as we spoke about, and now we're getting higher green candles. So that's a perfect play out right there. We needed to continue and break into bullish territory and positive into the positive numbers. And we're going to finish the video off with the Fibonacci and pull it from the bottom of this move to the top of the wick. We closed underneath the golden zone, then we closed back inside, and now it looks like we're just bouncing off the 618. Let's see if we can reclaim this 0.5, act as support, and move on higher. On a larger scale, it looks like we already closed outside of the 0.5. So right now on this larger scale, we're actually on top of the golden zone. And we closed outside of it, retested inside, and now we're pushing outside, which is a perfect sign and a bullish continuation of price. So it's still intact with the $1,000 price that we're anticipating. We don't have any time specifics on that target, but I do believe it will happen in this cycle, which will end, the bullish part of the cycle should end in 2025. I still think that remains. And for anybody who hasn't seen it, the way that we got the price target is by using the bull flag. So I'm sure you guys have already seen this because I've talked about it multiple times before. We have our bull flag the first time around. You take this measured flagpole, measure it on the first one, and it almost got you spot on with this one, so we'll move it up just a little bit. I'm okay with it being off by $10, $15. I don't care. That's close enough for me. It's enough to make everybody money, and that's what we're here for, right? We're not here to lose money, we're here to make money. When you measure that up from this leg and you move it here, the next target's aiming in the 1,000 to 1,200 range. So you guys let me know what you think. Comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.